When we celebrate a saint, we celebrate God's transforming presence in that person's life. We celebrate God's promptings to become a better person and to fulfill our truest self, which means the happiness and the flourishing of all our capacities which God imagined of us and what we also imagine with Him. Celebrating a saint in the church is a timing issue and a very creative task. Paying prime attention to them, to the presence of God in their life and in our lives, is the utmost challenge and the most timing task. Why? Because we live in a world when everything is happening outside us. That's why we are constantly removed from our center and immediate circle of love. Every person, as it were, has an aura or a couple of you cannot be measuring meters, but you have an aura, a kind of a territory around you in which love is operative, when we can reach out, when we are attentive, and whatever happens in that smaller circle of life, we can respond promptly to other needs, to God's promptings, everything. But we live in a world when news are coming from a distance. Our screen is our hands, but actually the world is these are really, really unbridgeable distances between our heart and where it is coming from. So it's a constant state of distraction. Whereas when we switch off things and when we live in this circle of love and presence of God, then we have the sense that our soul is like a radio which automatically is fine-tuning, and it's always being tuned to the presence and promptings of God. But we have to have this quiet, fertile environment for our soul, this immediate circle of love and God's presence. And in this state, in our relationships, in our family, with our loved one, with friends, with spouse, with girlfriend, boyfriend, in a serious relationship, this receiver, our soul, catches the promptings of love and attentiveness, prayer for reconciliation to amend that relationship. So going offline for the sake of love is so vital. And when we celebrate the saints, we have people who join us, who inspire us from within this experience of living in God's presence, being fine-tuned to God. Saint Vincent de Paul heard the prompting of reforming the thinking of the clergy, perhaps in their own time, going offline in their own ways to be tuned to God. And he also heard the need to attend the needs of the poor, as our illustration, our image shows in front of the altar. So let us celebrate God's presence in our lives and His promptings.